The Rock sent a message to the critics after the first weekend of Black Adam that we don't really care about those scores. All we care about is the audience. All we care about is the fans. And he put out this post right here. This phenomenal 90% audience score, a capitalized audience score, for Black Adam is so gratifying for so many reasons. Thank you for the love and support. In the end, the only thing that matters to me is sending the people home happy. And that's what I'll always fight for. Because, of course, there's been a very big split between how the critics feel about this movie and how the majority of fans feel about this movie. 90% audience score. Whereas you're looking at the tomato meter here for the critics, it's only 40%. And I think when you break out the top critics, it's even less than that, 29% from the bigwigs, the elites of the elite, the real fancy blue check marks out there. That's who those top critics are. I thought one thing that was very interesting was the way that the critics are reacting to this, because for the past months and past years, when we don't like something, when the audience comes out and says, we don't like this shit, this is garbage, whether it's She-Hulk, whether it's Rings of Power, whatever it may be, what happens? We get attacked. We get called racist. We get called sexist. We get called bigoted. But now that you have a man of color that's leading the box office, what do we see from the mainstream media? The Rock fails in Black Adam, possibly the worst movie ever. Now, if I made a video that said that about Rings of Power or She-Hulk, I'd get labeled a racist or a bigot, right? Because that's what's been happening for the past several months. Mainstream media, not so much the case. It's interesting how that works, isn't it? What are some other mainstream media reviews? Black Adam, both brutal and boring. Wow, I can't believe you didn't like the diversity in Black Adam. How dare you, Boston Herald? Black Adam review. The Rock can't save another terrible DC movie. What do we have here from, from NBC, I guess. Black Adam is a wooden CGI fest embodying everything wrong with superhero films. If this were any normal person, any person on YouTube, any person like in a Reddit thread, on Twitter, whatever, that said this about a movie that had all the right messaging involved, what would the critics say? All the racists are out here bashing this show, but it's really great. Why doesn't the same standard get applied to them? When they don't like something, is it because they're racist, because they're sexist, because they're misogynistic, because they're bigoted? No, sometimes people just don't like shit, and there's really nothing wrong with that. And I wish people would start to learn that. Myself, I'll be honest, I've said it multiple times, I didn't agree with this audience score. I think it's way too high. I don't think Black Adam's a bad movie. I do think it's a very average movie. I gave it a 5 out of 10 in my review. I think it's fun. There's a lot of CGI. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of violence, and that shit's really cool. I think it's very light on the story, the world building, the character development. I think it's incredibly light on that. But I think a lot of people are still going to go to that movie and have fun. But I'm not going to sit there and pretend that because somebody likes it, well, they must just be a bigot. Or because somebody hates it, they must just be a bigot. That's how ridiculous people think. But it's weird how they don't apply the same standards they apply to us, to them, isn't it? This is the fucking mainstream media. Maybe we should start that narrative, right? We should run with the narrative that the mainstream media doesn't like it, that a man of color is leading the box office. Maybe that should be the title of this video. You never know. But one thing is clear, big split between the critics and the audience. Will the audience continue to support? Will they show up and show out for this movie? I guess we'll see.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.